I'm here to talk about the gospel in Asian perspective. When we talk about Asia, we're not talking about just one country. We're talking about different countries, a plurality of people and a plurality of languages and culture, and a plurality also of different ways of life and different ways of perceiving things. And therefore, when we talk about the gospel, we have to understand this plurality very well. When we share the gospel to Asia, we're not just talking about sharing the gospel to just one kind of people with a particular type of language, because there are 4 major languages in Asia. And so when we talk about the gospel, we have to talk about the gospel in the light of these languages of Asia. And we also talk about the gospel in the different religions of Asia. And there are 4 major religions that are in Asia today. You have Buddhism, you have Hinduism, you have Christianity, which we know it, and there's also other tribal religions as well that we have in the different countries of Asia. Then we have to understand that when we share the gospel, each major religion would have a different way of understanding what we are talking about in terms of how we live our life, and how do we relate to God or the transcendent one or transcendent spirit. Then we also have to talk about the different culture, because when you talk about religion in Asia, you're saying that the religion is the culture, and therefore this has to be understood well. The religion is not different from the culture that the people live. Then we have to talk about the history of Asia itself. Asia, many of the countries of Asia have undergone a period of colonization, and therefore for them Christianity is something that is of the white devil, a foreign religion, something that is not Asian in their eyes. And therefore, if we have to present the gospel to people in Asia, we have to present it in such a way that they will not think of it as a foreign faith, but something that is ingrown, so to speak, with them. And finally, when we talk about presenting the gospel in Asia, we have to talk about the economic realities of Asia. There is a deep poverty in many of the Asian countries, and this is raising a whole lot of problems like drug trafficking and human trafficking. There's a problem with the homeless, a problem with healthcare, the problem with education. What does the gospel offer to people who are poor, who are struggling for survival? How can their needs be met? And when they're talking about the hunger in their stomachs, how can they even think about eternal realities? And therefore, when we share the gospel in Asia, and we think of Asia in gospel perspective, we have to think of all these things.